Welcome to Hitchhiking Stars YouTube channel. Still eclipse season, counting on the previous video that I was making. So asking how you're all doing. I'm still asking how you're all doing because we are on the build up for this full moon. So we have a full moon lunar eclipse Tuesday, the 8th of November. So in 4 days, we are on the run to that build up. How are you all feeling? And again, big revelation for me in between eclipses during this eclipse season was to find out that I am HSP, or highly sensitive person, and the struggle is real. I mean, yeah, just felt massively overwhelmed like 10 minutes ago with a lot of different things to do. And then I was like, right, this is also aggravated by the full moon as well. So there's a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. And honestly, it's been such a game changer to find out about the HSP. I wrote a little blog post about it as well, if you're interested, and maybe I'll leave the link in the comments, and a link to Elaine Aron's website as well, and all the work that she's been doing on now, that she has done on it as well. And it was a massive like homecoming, really, I have to say, to sort of like begin to I've been reading her book and just sort of beginning to reframe a lot of the things I've gone through and a lot of the situations in the past. And I was listening to a podcast as well. I will also mention in the comments, because I can't remember the name. All of this is very new for me, very new. And I was listening to this podcast, and it was talking about highly, one of the defense mechanisms for highly sensitive people is also to be hyper independent. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. Now we can kind of trace that into astrology. I'm planning to do an astrology talk as well about highly sensitivity and the astrology of HSP, basically. And I'm finding a few famous people that have said that they are as well. So the selects of like, it's like a new world has opened to me, like a very, very powerful realization. So all of that to say, this is a time for realizations. That's what the full moon is about. Let me share my screen as per, show you the chart for the full moon. There we go. So this is the full moon chart for the 8th of November, São Paulo time. So that's the time, Brasilia, 8:22 in the morning. That's more or less when the full moon will be happening exact. I think 8, 9, 10, 11, be around 11 a.m. in the UK. So there we have 16 degrees Taurus, 16 degrees is Scorpio. We have Mercury very, very close to that sun. So I think that there are two elements here that really enhances the ability for us to tap into important information, and lightning bolt kind of insights and, things that will come to us during these days. 3 days before the full moon, especially 3 days after the full moon as well. Like, this energy is very much enhanced and highlighted and very powerful as well. So one of the elements is Mercury. So Mercury will be pretty much at the heart of the sun, they call it, because it's really, really close to the sun. So the sun in Scorpio is 16, Scorpio 1 minute of arc. Well, Mercury will be at 15, but 53. So that's pretty much at the heart of the sun already, because there is like 8 minutes of arc to be in a perfected exact conjunction with the sun. They're going to be really, really close together in the sky. Now, for me, that is connected with shining the light in Mercury, shining the light in how we think, what we think, the way we process information as well, and information coming to us, really. I think with the emphasis in Scorpio as well, a lot of like psychological deeper insights and realizations about old patterns of behavior and old things are past. Is an eclipse, so the lunar nodes are involved in it. Now, South Node in Scorpio, a lot of our past patterns will become very, very, or will have the potential for us to become very conscious of it. Now, what's the point of all of that? It's not about suffering with it and struggling with it, and that's it, the end, but to kind of use that to your favor, to sort of like have some kind of empowerment with it. You know, I feel like this realization about HSP has given me tremendous sense of recognition of like not feeling so alone as well. A lot of people have been reaching out and telling me that they're also HSPs, and it's been really interesting to have a sense of community, but also to realize what my limits are, and to realize that I shouldn't just be putting myself into situations over socializing and being in places that are hyper arousing me, like they say, you know, like a lot of like bright lights, people talking, music, loudness around me. That's always been very disturbing. But now, instead of feeling like a victim and like I'm not good enough because I can't work as hard as everybody else, I can't be as active as everybody else, I can't have, you know, not care about my diet as a lot of my friends, you know, like feeling weak basically. I think I felt weak in the past, is like realizing that actually it's just learning how to self-regulate and how to be aware of my levels of arousal and respect that. So it has been like very, very liberating and empowering as well, because from now on I'll be paying close attention to this a lot more. And so that Mercury Sun with the South Node, I think it will intensify the ability for these insights. And the second element of, you know, insights that is reflected by this full moon is the moon being conjunct to Uranus. So planet Uranus will be very, very close to the moon, which is about sudden, shocking news, shocking realizations, shocking events as well. You know, sometimes what happens in a full moon, especially if it's activating a personal transit we're having, is that something gets acted upon it, like, or acted on it. Someone breaks up with us, someone walks out, or we walk out, or we lose our jobs, or, you know, something dramatic happens, but it has something to do with your evolution, because the lunar nodes are connected. It has something to do with your growth, with your evolution, with your with your process of becoming more and more yourself, rather than just being guided by compulsions and a secure, you know, sense of secure, false sense of security, or, you know. I think that's definitely highlighted by this full moon eclipse on the 8th. It is forming a T-square with Saturn, so Saturn 18 degrees Aquarius. And for me, that Saturn being the apex that we call, you know, is like an opposition, is like a kind of a handle pulling us out of that, you know, opposition there. And I really feel that's got something to do with detaching from the situation as much as we can. So if we can take a step back and be a little bit Aquarian about whatever is happening during the next few days, it could be tremendously empowering. We could find insights and solutions for later on when we're ready to take action, especially around January when Mars moves forward again. So if you can wait until then for like taking important action, I think that could be really helpful. You know, it's supported by the planets and the stars there, but especially that Saturn there is about being mature, emotionally mature, and recognizing your limitations and other people's limitations, and being rational about whatever happens there. So that's it. I mean, I want to keep it short and sweet as per. So that's it. I mean, use this full moon to realize, to sit with these realizations, to look at it, to look at the truth, let's put it that way, to really embrace it and see it for what it is as well. And things can really evolve from there. But if you can sit with it, I think this would be the best thing to do with this full moon as well. So that's it. Let me know how you're feeling, what's going on with you. What are you planning for this full moon? Great for rituals, you know, etc. So yeah, so let me know how you're doing. I'll be seeing you all next week. Thank you very much for watching. I'm doing a series of webinars as well, which I'm going to put in the comments, about setting grounded intentions for 2023. So I'll write it down as well in the comments. But yeah, that's it. I want to keep it short and sweet. See you all next week. Take care. Have a wonderful full moon as well.